Hello, it's lovely to talk to you at the beginning of a new school term. Now, all of you will be in new classes and with new teachers potentially. And perhaps you've got new friends as a result of that. I want to talk to you this morning about a couple of stories where there were new beginnings and it involved the need to be courageous in that new beginning. For those of you that haven't met me, my name is Reverend Darren and I'm the priest at St Stephen's Church in Tye Green, just down the road from William Martin School. And this is a picture of me when I was your age. Gosh, I look very different, don't I? It's a long time ago. I'm not going to tell you exactly how long. But when I was your age, my mum and my dad separated and they meant to live in different parts of the country. And the result of that was that I moved from Darlington in the northeast to New Milton, which was on the south coast. Can you see on the map what a long journey that involved? It took me most of a day because it was a 5-hour journey on the train to get from one place to the other. And then when I arrived there, my school was twice the size of the school that I'd moved from, and I didn't know anybody. And when I was asked by Mr. Coleman, the head teacher at my new school, to stand up and tell everybody my name, I was so nervous. I can still remember now feeling a bit afraid. And in that assembly, there was a song. And I think it gave me some clues about how I was going to settle in and make friends in my new school. We're going to listen to that song now.
Love is something if you give it away, give it away, give it away. Love is something if you give it away, you end up having more. It's just like a magic penny, hold on tight and you won't have any. Spend it, share it, you'll have so many, they'll roll all over the floor.
It's a very simple song, isn't it? But it's not easy to do. It reminds us that when we love people, when we're good friends, that we're more likely to find that people want to be good friends with us. That love will be returned to us when we love other people. It reminds me a little bit of what Jesus said when he said, love your neighbour like you love yourself. Now I'm going to tell you a second short story, and it's about a man called Abram. Abram lived in what we today call Iraq. And have a look at this picture of Abram. Can you see how he's an old man? He's lived in Iraq most of his life. Now, Abram doesn't have any children of his own. He has a wife called Sarah, but no family. And God has asked him to go on a journey. And if you look at the map, you see how his journey was 3 times the length of mine. And he couldn't go by the train. There were no trains. So if he was lucky, maybe he went on a camel. But it was a long journey for Abram to take. He had to be very courageous. Now, when Abram arrived at his new home, he still didn't have a family. But God said to him, I'm going to change your name because I'm going to make you a promise, Abram. He said, look at the stars in the sky. Look at the sand in the desert. Can you count the number of stars, and can you count the number of grains of sand? Of course, Abram couldn't. He said, Abram, I'm changing your name. You are going to be called Abraham. That was a funny name to give him, because Abraham meant the father of many nations. Now, what we know about Abraham is that he had 2 children, Ishmael and Isaac. And Ishmael, well, one of Ishmael's descendants, that means one of his family a long, long time after him, was called Muhammad. And he was the father of Islam. And there are now around 1/4 of our planet that are Muslim, that follow Muhammad. And another one of Abraham's descendants was called Jesus. And Jesus is the one that we respect and honour and worship as Christians. Not just the Son of God, but also the son of Abraham. And around 1/4 of the planet are Christians. So in our world today, Abraham has lots and lots and lots of descendants, lots of children. And what about Abraham's own children, Isaac? Well, Isaac was the father of the Jewish nation. And there are millions of Jewish people in our world today. So when God said to Abraham, you will be the father of many nations, he was going to go on and have billions and billions and billions that could be called his children. Abraham's courage in going on a new journey led Abraham to an exciting destination, one where he would be one of the most significant men in the whole world. As you begin your journey, as you're courageous this term, as you do new things, as you try new experiences, as you learn, I wonder what your life will be when you're my age. I wonder what will have been achieved by all that you seek to do. With the help of your friends and with lots of love from those around you. My prayer is that you will have achieved something wonderful. Now, back to Abraham for a moment. Sometimes we don't know how much we're going to achieve because most of what Abraham achieved happened after he had died. In his lifetime, he didn't see the nation of Israel established. He didn't see the hundreds and thousands of people that made up that people. And he definitely didn't see Jesus or Muhammad or any of their family. But all of this can be dated back to the faithfulness of the man Abraham, who allowed himself to go on a journey and who had a promise that God was going to bless him. I'm going to end with a prayer. It's a prayer that's called Serenity Prayer. Serenity means peace. And it's my prayer that we would have God's peace in this new term. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen.